Hello traders, it's me Krasmir Panayotov and we are back in the YouTube channel with another Forex weekly analysis live from St. Petersburg. As you can see, Nevas River, and we are all about the money. So let's get started and let's make this week the most profitable. If you like the channel, click the subscribe button, you know what to do. Okay guys, back in the charts. This is the Euro USD pair, the major pair in the Forex market. We are about to start with it, but we are about to check other pairs as well. So this is the daily chart, and on the weekly I want to show you a few levels. So as you can see, we have broken down very important two weekly levels, and we're now between two weekly support and resistance levels. So we're about or to pull back to the previous resistances, or we will continue to the ultimate low on this graphic, which is right here, this around 1.4, I guess, euros per hour. And now let's move to the daily chart so we can actually see what is going on the daily. We had this beautiful flag pattern which I have spoken about in the previous videos, and of course a nice push to the downside. Now some analyzers says that we can look for a target nearly as big as is the handle of the flag pattern. Okay, so if we put that, we have nearly reached the maximum target, but we still can continue a little bit lower. I prefer to take the smaller take profit target, which is the size of the whole flag pattern. So here it is, and we also have reached this target as well, like 1-2 weeks ago. Now what we are about to see on the euro, you can see that on the last days we had a very strong push to the upside, very strong bullish candle, which may be a sign of early sign of a reversal. So the next candle of course rejected the move, and I believe that we can continue a little bit more down to the previous support area, and then if we can see such a strong bullish candle, then we can already enter a long positions and to pray for a reversal. So this is my actual plan about the euro. Now I don't want to be to risk that early in the game, because even if we buy on this lower price and the price reverse, it's okay. But if the price continue lower, we may lose some pips. Of course you can put even bigger stop loss, but this gives a worse risk than if you wait a little bit. Of course, price can still reverse and go back to test this trend line, which on the daily chart looks like this. Okay, what else we can find now? The euro is very damaged because of the war in Ukraine and the prices of gas and the inflations and the other stuff. So for now I'm still a little bit conservative about the euro. On the other side we have the US dollar, which is still very strong against all other currencies. So let's check out some other currencies, and let's first this be GBP USD as usual. Extremely bearish rally we can see on the GBP USD, and this is the falling wedge pattern, and it's very interesting because I was waiting if we can break above this pattern, we do have a strong move to the upside, but this thing didn't happen. So we didn't take any trades because we didn't have our breakout. On the contrary, the price broke below the wedge pattern, which can result in even bigger drop. So we can take the size of the wedge, we can apply it, and we can even reach these previous lows over here. And that's an interesting zone around 1.20, 21 even. okay, which I have marked. And on the weekly, you can see that in the past, in the recent past, it acted as a actual support for the price. So what we're about to do now. Now on the daily, I would love to see also a little bit more push to the downside before any reversal to happen. Because you can see that after this wedge pattern, we have the expansion wedge or something like this. Never mind, this is what I see. I talk about only what I see. Since other hand, the price is overextended to the downside. It's like oversold against the US dollar. So fair correction would be a nice move that we can observe in the future. Still nothing really serious to trade here. The price is very bearish. Those who are holding bearish trades, they can still hold the trades and observe the chart. For the bulls, I recommend you to wait a little bit, better signals, maybe some reversal pattern or something like this. Now let's change to some other pairs. Let's see the other major pairs like US dollar, Japanese yen. And as you can see on the monthly, we have broken all levels which I have marked on the weekly chart, which for now is good. It's amazing, very big problems in the Japanese economy, and we have one more interesting level right here. So let's see where it comes from. You see all these highs here and this high. This would be our next target. So maybe the dollar will continue its strength with the euro, with the GBP, with the JPY, and we can see another little more big push to the upside, maybe then some double top, head and shoulders, or some reversal pattern, and then we to see the massive correction which is about to happen, and which I would target these previous highs over here and this level around 124, 125. Let's go back and see around this. On the daily, what we have the big push, another big push, and now we start with the corrections. So we still can use these dips to buy and enter long positions as we are still in the bullish trend. Okay, so let's move to the other pair. And what would be interesting, the Canadian dollar is pretty strong, relatively strong against the dollar. Still, the dollar makes new highs, and we have reached important resistance area on the daily chart. On the weekly, we can see that this is a beautiful consolidation, and before we break above this high over here, or below these lows, we still don't have nothing to trade, but between these two levels, so you can sell at the highs and buy at the lows, which is what we all do in the consolidation zones. For now the price is pretty bearish, and if we break above this chart, we actually can target the whole size of the consolidation pattern. So if we start closing with candles above this resistance, we can easily get to our target, and this is an interesting setup to trade. But for now I will tell you that I'm a little bit more conservative about this outcome on USD CAD. So I believe that more of corrections and consolidations are about to happen. Let's see on the daily what we have. The 4 hour. So we have made something like a double top here, and if we break below these lows, then we can drop even more, completing the double top pattern. That would be nice. Yet very choppy price. I wouldn't take this trade. Let's see something else. GBP JPY. Okay, here we have broken the weekly zone, but we're now still below it, so maybe a little bit of a push to the downside to this previous support area, and then another bullish move would be nice to see here. So let's see if the price can pull back a little bit, can create some bullish signal, and we can go with the trend to the upside. That would be amazing. And you know, guys, if the GBP US dollar drop a little bit, then surely the GBP JPY will drop also a little bit as well. Then on the dollar, here we will find some support, and with some strong bullish signal we can take this one trade together with this one trade, because we have a double support from the trend line and from the supply and demand zone marked in pink right here. So we can catch an early trade for a big bullish move, at least to this resistance or even to the previous high over here. And this is what exactly I would do. I would take two trades. The first take profit would be here, and the second one on this previous high. Okay, guys, let's check something else. OD USD daily, weekly. Okay, I didn't watch this chart for a while, but it's interesting. Here you can see something like a head and shoulders forming on the weekly chart. And I want to show you this with the left shoulder, the right shoulder, like this. Then we have broken the neckline, but then the price created double bottom pattern. You can see the neckline of the double bottom here, and it's completed its target to the upside and then reversed. Now what you could do here is, since we have broken once again the neckline and the price corrected to the upside with this candle, you could enter a sell trade and look for the target of the head and shoulders pattern, which is nearly the whole size of the head. And if you apply this target, you could take profits somewhere here. That would be a nice setup. Even now, if you still sell, you have a good chance for a reversal. Yet this is not the best chart, but the head and shoulders is pretty obvious and it can do the work. We only need a little more strength for the dollar. Let's go to the daily and see what we have there. Pretty much the same thing. Maybe now we will see some double bottom again and we can go back bullish and start creating this consolidation zone, which can be good for a future trading as well. That's why we make this analysis, so we can have plans if the price do this, so we can do that and make money out of it. Let's check the Euro JPY, and this is a beautiful thing. Now, I've been out of the Forex market for a few weeks. I didn't trade, but I remember this chart and this downtrend, and you can see, guys, that we have broken a very significant trend. So now we only need another higher low. Some pullback would be amazing here to buy the euro again and to hope for another higher high with the new trend formed. Now the new trend, you can see here, can start going upwards, and that would be a beautiful thing, really, because you see, every time that the price tried to break above the resistance or below the support, it always went back in the channel. But since since this breakout, you see the price is still very high above the trend line. So here we have a good chances, and with another correction, that would be a nice move. Even like 40 or 60%, that would be another entry. And here you only need a good bullish signal to find your entry, set your stop loss, for example, here or below the support, and look or the target the previous high or even higher high. That would be amazing trade. Okay. Also, you can spot the head and shoulders pattern again here. So we have the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, which is a beautiful reversal. Still not the best example, but it can do the work, and we can get a profit target nearly as big as is the size of the head. So the price can definitely reach these highs here, and even, why not, a little bit higher. That's a very good scenario and a good plan to trade. Okay guys, what else? But what if the price continue bearish? Let's check this analysis as well. Well, I can tell you that the support around this area is pretty strong, so I don't believe that the price will start making new lower lows. But if it does, if we break again this support area, then yeah, we can have a good move to the downside. And if this bullish trade fails, then we have something else to trade in the future if we break this support. Okay guys, now let's move to the gold and some other pairs. Let's check some other pairs as well. Let's see the OD CHF. This is the 1 hour chart, but we don't need it, we need daily. Here is something interesting. We have a broken bearish trend, so we now go bullish. Okay, we have a W formation here. Let's go zoom in, and a very nice flag pattern, guys. So let me remind you what is the flag pattern. This is a consolidation pattern, which is usually a continuational pattern. So we have the handle, the trend, then consolidation between these two zones. And if we now break above this area, then we can enter and get take profit target nearly as big as is the size of the whole flag. Or as I said earlier, some analyzers like to take the whole handle of the flag, so we can have a huge new trend on the ODCHF, and that would be amazing trade. Do we have some good resistances? I think for both targets, the flag itself and its handle, we have good targets, and that's because we have a good support and resistance levels. Even here we have nice resistances. And exactly this is the target that I would take if I have traded the handle. And that's a good trade as well. Also on the weekly, you can see that massive bullish candle, much bigger than the previous candles. So if this week we continue bullish, we have a signal to go long on this trade. Okay guys, and this video is not a financial advice, so keep going on your own. I'm just sharing what I see. Now, what about the US dollar and the Russian ruble? After the war in Ukraine, the price of the ruble spiked to 130 rubles for $1. Now we have the price sunk, and now the price for $1 is 65 rubles, which is amazing recovery for the ruble. I guess Putin have done everything to reach his goals, and still we have some support, bullish support from this trend. We can still go back and make a correction. This usually happens, but let's see what we can do. Okay, let's see gold then. It's time to check out gold, and here I have hoped for another bullish run after this bullish strike, but we actually had these big banks closing their long positions here, and again they started closing their profits here because they were buying here and here and here and every time for a long time. So the price reached very high levels. Actually it reached the ultimate high, which was here, and they decided to close their profits. So we are now in a bearish momentum, but I believe around this area we can find some support and see some reversal. Maybe even we can touch down to this previous support, get a little bit more buyers from the demand zone, and with this bullish trend we can pull back, close above, and start creating some at least correction to this resistance right here, and then we can see if the price will respect this downtrend or it will break up and continue going for the higher highs. That would be interesting. How lower the price can go? Well, it can actually go even lower and start testing these previous lows here. That's a big supply and demand zone. So it would be interesting to observe the gold. On the weekly we have drawn something like a pin bar candle, not the best one because the body is not that small, but we have some sort of rejection from this area, and with a strong bullish candle next week we can even see some potential for a bullish move. But for now the price is pretty bearish. Okay guys, and I think that's all for this weekly analysis. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're disciplined in your trading, you follow your plan, and I wish you everything best, successful trading. If you like this channel, click the like. If you don't like, click the hate button, and that's all. See you in the next videos guys. Peace, watch out.